All right, 1, 4, 5 chord progression, the most common chord progression of all chord progressions. And each of those chords is built on a degree of the scale, namely the first degree, the fourth degree, and the fifth degree of the scale. But let's take that one step further and move to a 6 chord. Now let's use the C major scale as an example here. If we build a chord from the 6th degree of the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, and use the notes A, C, and E, the notes of A, C, and E will spell an A minor chord. So the 6th chord in the key of C major is A minor. We build the chord up from the 6th degree of the scale. The same is going to hold true for every major key. The 6th chord will be a minor chord. All right, let's do an example of this from the perspective of a tune. And the tune we'll use is Stand By Me, because it's a 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression. And it just repeats that chord progression over and over again. Here we go. Well, the night has come and the land is dark, and the 4 and the 5 and back to 1, and it just keeps doing that exact same thing. You notice I did a little walk down from the C to the A minor, right? And that walk down is naturally just going to be in the C major scale. In this case, I'm just going C, B, A being my root of the 6th chord. All right, now what are the chords going to be in this tune in the key of G? We know that in the key of G, the 1, 4, 5, the 1, 4, 5 chords are G, C, and D. My 6th chord, G, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is an E minor. It's always going to be a minor in every major key, right? So my 6th chord is E minor. And I can walk down to that one too. Right. Let's try that. I'm going to sing the tune. Well, the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. You get the idea. All right. So as you can hear in my voice, it's a lot higher. That key is considerably higher than the key of C. You know, C was quite comfortable for me with this tune. Let's talk about the starting note of this tune. Actually, the starting note of this tune is the 3rd of the key. And I started it up an octave, G, A, B. Well, the night, well, the night. There's my B, or if I started it down an entire octave lower. Well, the night. So we start on the 3 of the key in every case. Let's see how that's going to affect another key. Let's say I wanted to do it in the key of D. The 1 chord in the key of D is D. The 4 chord is G. The 5 chord is A, and back to the 1 chord of D. What's my 6th chord in the key of D? It's a B minor. So there's no short way around that one. You're going to have to play, if you want the root of the chord in the B minor, you'll have to do a chord that's either inside 4 strings like this, or do a bar. If you want to play a 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression in the key of D. So let's just take a look at that now. And and I'm starting on the third of the key. So in the key of D, that third would be D, E, F sharp. 1, 2, 3, and there's my starting note, right? Oh, when the night has come, and the land is dark, and here's my 4, and my 5, and my 1. All right, you get the idea. Now I'm just giving you a tune to use that you might use to play 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progressions in the open keys. Now I'm going to move a little bit further and do the other 2 open keys as well, being A. Now we've already discovered that in the key of D you've got this B minor chord, which is a little bit of a challenge. In the key of A, my 6th chord in this open position now we have an F sharp minor. So the 6th chord in the key of A is an F sharp minor. And let's look at the same thing in the key of E. Let's take it just to give you an idea of the. Oh, yeah, let's do it from here. Check it out. So my 6th chord in the key of E is a C sharp minor. All right. Okay, so this brings us to an interesting point. 1, 4, 5 chord progressions are pretty easy in just about, really I would have to say in all of the open position C, A, G, E, and D keys. But once you get to a 6 chords and using a 6 chord, there are some happier positions than others because you may not necessarily be in the place where you want to start playing full bars, right? In this case, in the key of A, we have F sharp minor as a full bar, and in the case of E, we've got a C sharp minor, which you could use as an inside 4 without a bar, and in the key of D, you've got a B minor. So in the key of D, it's really, you can almost not get away with not learning that B minor, and it'll take you a little bit more time to get that F sharp minor underneath your fingers because that really does require that full bar over 6 strings. And bars we'll look at in a different lesson. And in the key of E, you've got this bit of a leap up here to that 6th chord. So that all being said, there are some keys that work better. G is a piece of cake for that 6th chord, as is C. But the others are a little bit more challenging. So keep that tune in mind, that Stand By Me tune, and work it out in these 5 keys. If you're having trouble with the bars, don't worry about barring right now. Practice that as a separate issue, and maybe just stick to those 2 simple keys of C major, 1, 6, 4, 5, the chord progression, and G with the 1, 6, 4, 5, and try to make those bass line connections too, because they're nice in the key of C and in the key of G, and they're not only are they nice, but they're very, very common. So work on that 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression. The 6th chord is always minor in a major key.